Welcome back to the 9th Gym program, and today we are continuing the Crown Tundra guides, and today I'm going to be talking about Tapu Fini. Now this Pokemon is really strong. It has a really good ability of Misty Surge, bringing in Misty Surge, obviously, which just makes it so all your grounded Pokemon cannot be affected by a special condition. That is the biggest one. It does a couple of other things. It activates Misty Seed, it activates, the Terrain Pulse into a Moon Blast, and so on and so forth, but the big one is the condition stuff, and that is why this Pokemon is really good as a support Pokemon, or that is one of the big reasons. It's also very bulky, it has a good typing, and it has a really good moveset for support. It has, a lot of really good moves for support. Anyway, Tapu Fini is pretty cool. Water Fairy typing is pretty solid. 1 immunity of Dragon, which is really big, and then 6 resistances, and then 3 weaknesses, which is all very good. 3 weaknesses are pretty big. Electric and Grass are really big in the meta, with Tapu Koko being a very big Pokemon, and then Rillaboom and the other guy, Tapu Bulu with Grassy Glide. We have Kartana with Leaf Blade. Electric and Grass are both pretty prevalent typings, but it's still going to be a crazy good Pokemon. And Poison is still prevalent as well. Not as prevalent, but it is still there. We have, Venusaur going around. There's a couple of other random Poison typings that are going to be good. But, yeah, for now, Electric and Grass is really big. Anyway, as far as this Pokemon's stats go, they're pretty solid. I mean, bulk alone is really good. HP at 70 could be better, but if you Dynamax this Pokemon, it's really good. And then, with investment and stuff like that, HP is okay, and then defense at 115 is very solid, and then special defense at 130 is very good. All around very solid bulk, very good natural bulk. Mix that with a good typing that only has 3 weaknesses, no quad weaknesses, is pretty solid. I like the Pokemon a lot. Special attack is pretty good at 95. It's not crazy, but you can do pretty consistent damage, especially Calm Mind boosted. And then you also have speed at 85, which is pretty average. It's on a very busy speed tier, to say the least. There's a lot of really relevant Pokemon on that same speed tier, so definitely going for speed could be good. Depending on how the meta shapes up, a lot of these, the movesets will change, and the spreads will change, definitely. But for now, I think, being at that speed tier is pretty solid. So yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, that is about it for the overview. Let's go ahead and move on to the movesets that I have here for VGC. I have 2 of them, and they're both very similar, running a pretty similar spread, but this Pokemon is very customizable. As you'll see here on the right, I mean, we have so many moves that you could use if you want to, and a lot of stuff in the spreads and stuff that you can change. Anyway, let's talk about it. So, Tapu Fini at Wiki Berry, a Pinch Berry, any of them work, Mago, you want to go Guave, whatever you want. Just Pinch Berry is really good for this Pokemon. I have a lot of damage calcs that put it down to almost dead, but not dead, which is really good. This EV calc is set to live Tapu Koko Rising Voltage with Life Orb and in Grassy Glide from Rillaboom, so it's pretty good stuff. So yeah, let's talk about it. The EV spread, pretty good. 252 HP, 4 defense, 148 special attack, 100 special defense, and 4 speed. This way you don't lose any. You take advantage of using your entirety of your move pool. The entirety. You're not wasting EVs, is what I'm saying, which is really good. And like I said, this lets you live Tapu Koko Rising Voltage with Life Orb and Grassy Glide Tapu Bulu, or Rillaboom rather, which is pretty good. So, we'll talk about those more at the damage calc portion, but for now, that is a really good spread for a defensive Tapu Fini. Now, you could go more into special attack if you want to, and more into speed. Definitely, like I said, is a very customizable set, and as we move on throughout this meta, you'll probably want more speed, potentially. We saw a lot of Tapu Finis in the past move to a bit more of a speedy version of Tapu Fini, but a lot of them would hit to that milestone of max speed Tapu Bulu, but yeah, it has Grassy Glide now, so there's, maybe. We'll see the speed change eventually. Anyway, for now, it's pretty good. Also, Calm Nature, just so you know. Didn't mention that. Yeah, but for this spread, we are going with Muddy Water Moon Blast, which is dual stab, Protect, and then Calm Mind. So Calm Mind is move of choice here. It's just a pretty generic dual stab Protect move of choice spread. And Calm Mind is the move of choice there. We need the Calm Mind to live the Tapu Koko attack, Rising Voltage with Life Orb. Without it, yeah, you're dead. So you need to +1. So, leading Tapu Fini or bringing it late game with Calm Mind can be a win con. It can be a really, really strong Pokemon then. And especially after a +1 from Calm Mind into special attack, this Pokemon can do a lot of damage, and it can be a really good Dynamax target for late game. So that can be good. Tapu Fini, I like Tapu Fini. Pretty much all I'm saying is I like Tapu Fini. Calm Mind is necessary for Tapu Koko, though, so keep that in mind. But yeah, it works out pretty well. So that is the first of the 2 spreads. Now the second one is with Misty Seed. Now this could probably change and probably will change, but for now I'm leaving it at Misty Seed. I just want to see how that works. It makes it so you don't need the Calm Mind buff, and with that spread, the defensive spread, you live the Tapu Koko attack. So I just wanted to have the Misty Seed, because it gives you the +1 special defense. It makes it so you can live the Rising Voltage from Tapu Koko, which I think is actually a really big deal. Making it so you don't have to use the Calm Mind first. I just think it's a good idea. It's worth testing. And then the only differences in the spread, the EV spread, is I moved a lot of the investment from the special attack into the defense, just so it can be a more defensive Pokemon, because this is a more supportive and defensive role. Tapu Fini, it has Icy Wind and Haze instead of Dual Stab and Calm Mind. So the set is actually Muddy Water, Icy Wind, Haze, and Protect. Muddy Water I still think is good, just getting consistent damage and potential accuracy drops is a really big thing. And then Icy Wind for speed control, and Haze because Dynamax Pokemon can be really big this format. And while they are physically big, and also one of the biggest deals in the game, it's the gimmick mechanic this format. Of course it has to be something that we can deal with, and I think Haze helps that a lot in a Dynamax format. Haze is really strong. What else can I say? That is about it for these 2 spreads. I wanted to go ahead and talk about some other options. So as far as item goes, the only other options that I really considered is choice specs. You could maybe try Focus Sash. You could maybe try like a non-pinch berry like Citrus Berry. Even maybe a weakness berry, depends on how the spread and the rest of your team is. But I've definitely had the most success with a pinch berry. And like I said, I think I'm going to start trying out some Misty Seed variants because I think it's pretty good. I also want to test out a lot of these other moves. So let's talk about some flex moves that you can try. Like I said, very customizable Pokemon, and all these moves are all very good moves. So let's talk about them. Taunt is good, especially in a format where Trick Room could be pretty prevalent. We'll definitely have a lot of hybrid teams with Trick Room engines as well as just hard Trick Room teams. So Taunt is definitely good for helping that out. I mean, obviously, if they have redirection, then it's a little bit less powerful. But Taunt is not going to be less powerful overall. Yeah, if they have Trick Room redirection, that's something. But you can still hit like their Amoonguss or something like that. Taunt is good. I shouldn't have to talk about how good Taunt is. Heal Pulse is also a very good option, being able to heal up your partner Pokemon. That's very solid. Light Screen Reflect, damage deafening is always good, and screens could definitely be ran on this Pokemon as well. We also have Rain Dance, which is pretty cool. It's a neat option. I don't think it's something that people are going to use very frequently, but it is an option, and something that, should be thought about. Gravity is also very solid here, being able to make your Muddy Waters hit all the time. Also could be cool for like Hypnosis strats maybe. I don't know. It's more of like a gimmicky thing, but the Muddy Water could be cool. Could be neat. Next we have Soak, which turns the Pokemon into a water type, whatever it hits. So, this plus maybe Grassy Glide could be a really cool thing. Soak has seen some play in the past and past times and past lives, and I think it's cool and something notable. Swagger is the last support attack here. Swagger did get a little bit of a debuff, in past gens. I mean, this happened a little while ago, but still, it's not the most powerful anymore because of the accuracy drop and, how weak and Confusion is, but it's still something to keep in mind, and definitely something to keep in mind when you're building a Tapu Fini. Next is Ice Beam and Scald, just different options for attacking. Ice Beam is really good coverage right now, especially with Lando T coming in, and a lot of dragons, Garchomp, Dragonite, all those Pokemon. Ice Beam is worth noticing. And then we also have Scald, which is just a single targeting Muddy Water with better accuracy and can burn instead of accuracy drop. Scald is definitely another attack that's definitely worth considering when building a Tapu Fini. Now, next we have our 2 synergetic Pokemon down here. Dragapult kind of just... the first one is Dragapult here. Dragapult doesn't want to get burned. It also is just really good, and fast Airstreams make Tapu Fini really fast, and you like Tapu Fini being fast without investment sounds really good to me. So that's definitely a good option. But it also signifies really any kind of physical attacker that's on the ground. Any grounded physical attacker that doesn't want to be burned or slept, that's going to Dynamax pretty frequently. Tapu Fini being able to get Misty Terrain up so it can't get burned or slept is really big deal, or paralyzed. So yeah, Misty Terrain is definitely very, very powerful. And then last but not least, we have Incineroar. I said last but not least, but it's only 2 Pokemon that I said. But yeah, damage deafening is good. Intimidate is good. The start to a Fire, Water, Grass core is pretty solid. That's another thing about Dragapult is it starts the Fairy, Dragon, Steel core. So, you know, you have a couple of basic typing cores that you kind of start off with Tapu Fini, and you can build around from there really easily. So yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Anyway, that is about it for the VGC build portion. Let's go ahead and look at some speed tiers. So, like I said, you know, it's not an incredibly fast Pokemon. 105 base, or 105 speed with investment, without investment, but 31 IVs. Hitting 105, it's pretty solid. You know, it outspeeds some really good Pokemon, but most of the really good Pokemon that outspeeds will typically have some kind of speed investment potentially. Things like, I'm looking at you, Togekiss. That's really it. All the under speed guys. But it is on a very busy speed tier with 5 commonly used Pokemon, all on the same speed tier. Indeedee Female, Rillaboom, Suicune, Tapu Fini, and Cresselia. You know, Suicune isn't going to see like a whole lot of play, but it's definitely going to see some play. Rillaboom seeing less play now with Tapu Bulu. It's still really like highly used Pokemon. And then, you know, Indeedee F also not going to see as much play now, but it is a different Pokemon from Tapu Lele entirely, when Rillaboom and Tapu Bulu just have like some slight differences. So yeah, I think all of those Pokemon will still see a lot of play, in Cresselia, of course, but Cresselia, you know, a good bit of the time is going to have, it's going to be min speed and hit that 81, as we see below there. But still, it's something notable to have. So, outspeeding a good couple of Pokemon, things like Togekiss, Heatran, Cresselia, Celesteela, Tyranitar. Not a whole lot of Pokemon are down in that speed tier. Also, Milotic is at 101. There's a lot of really good Pokemon under speeding it, but yeah, it is a pretty low speed tier, especially in this now in Series 7 in the more moved up speed tiers. So, you know, a lot of Pokemon are going to be outspeeding it, things like Rotom Wash, Tapu Bulu, Togekiss, Tapu Fini. You can get it pretty fast. I said Tapu Fini there. You can get it pretty fast up to 150, as we see there at the very top, the Tapu Fini at the top. That is a max speed, which is not bad. 150 is not bad. We've seen it on like some good Pokemon like Duraludon, but like I said, a lot of additional Pokemon are now in that 150 to 200 range. So I don't know how worth it is to you know, put in more speed investment. You know, only time will tell, and testing is really good. Anyway, that is it for speed tiers. Let's talk about the damage calcs that I have prepared. So, a lot of good damage calcs here. Like I said, we're going to start it off with Tapu Koko Max Lightning. That's also at 140 base power, so it could also be Rising Voltage either way, but it is with Life Orb. So max invested Life Orb, Tapu Koko Max Lightning, into +1 from Calm Mind Boost, 252 HP, 100 plus Special Defense Tapu Fini in Electric Terrain. This is if we're losing the Terrain Wars, which we probably won't be if it's attacking, because if it's both of our leads, then the Tapu Fini will activate it last because it's slower. But still something to note that is with the Electric Terrain damage. So that means if it doesn't have Electric Terrain up and it uses Choice Specs, it still doesn't kill, which is really good. But yeah, Calm Mind boosted. We are hitting 83 to 98.3%, which is guaranteed 2-hit KO. Very good stuff. This is also if you use Misty Seed instead of Calm Mind. Either way, it gets there, which is very good. Next, we have Rillaboom Grassy Glide from 252 plus attack Rillaboom into 252 HP for defense Tapu Fini in the grassy terrain, once again in their terrain. Just wanted to add that so that, you know, it's not a calc that is kind of sketchy. It's still a good thing to know. It hits 84.7 to 99.4%, which is guaranteed 2-hit KO. Awesome stuff. If it has Choice Band or maxes, you know, well, you die. But still, you know, pretty good to know. A lot of the time it's going to be an Assault Vest Pokemon that isn't maxing, so it's, you know, it's good to know this calc. Next we have Kartana Leaf Blade into 252 HP and 4 defense, Tapu Fini, 85 to 101.6. This is a really small roll, but it's still a roll. They can still do it, but it's probably not going to happen. It's a 6% chance. Like, it's probably not going to happen. Good to know, though. Anyway, next we have Tapu Fini +1 from Calm Mind, 148 special attacking Tapu Fini Moonblast into a 4 HP Dynamax Dragapult, hitting 69.5 to 82.3, which is excuse me, which is guaranteed 2-hit KO, but a lot of damage nonetheless. That is into Dynamax, Dragapult. Max Starfall, however, will be 95 to 112, which is a 68.8% chance to OHKO. That is still from +1 from Calm Mind boosted. It's still a really good calc and a lot of damage, but it is still a roll to take it out. Next, we have Max Geyser from the +1 Tapu Fini with that suggested spread into Incineroar, hitting 192 to 228 damage, which is 96 to 114. I don't know why I said the other amount. But it is 75% chance to OHKO, which is a really good calc. Once again, it is still a roll, but a good calc. Next, we have Tapu Fini Max Geyser from +1 Calm Mind boost into Lando T, hitting 89 to 105. This is a Dynamax Lando T, which is a 37.5 chance to OHKO. Pretty much what I'm saying here is with Calm Mind boost and a little bit of investment, we're doing a lot of damage to a lot of big Pokemon, a lot of big threats in the game, but you can invest a little bit more and go with Calm Mind and then a little bit more investment, and you can get the job done, or Helping Hand and a little bit more investment can get the job done against a lot of big offensive threats in the meta. So it is a good Pokemon offensively and defensively. I like Tapu Fini a lot. It's going to be a top 5, top 10 Pokemon, definitely, most of the format. Anyway, next we have Single Spotlight. Single Spotlight is the last portion before we end the video, and it's pretty basic. I went leftovers. We went Dual Stab with Moonblast, Scald, Calm Mind, and Defog. Defog to get rid of all those entry hazards, and so on and so forth. Defog is pretty good. I think it's good in singles. It's not good in VGC, but it is good in singles, which is what this is. Calm Mind, when you bring this Pokemon in, your opponent has to pivot out. You got to go ahead and use a Calm Mind, which is pretty good. Misty Surge, nothing's changing there. And then I just went for a very defensive spread here. It's just going to be a defensive, special defensive Pokemon. 252 investment into HP and special defense, and then Calm Nature, giving it as much special defense as possible. Pretty good stuff. You can go into speed, special attack, or defense. It's a very customizable set once again, but I just wanted it to wall special attacking Pokemon pretty easily. And then you bring it in, wall out a guy, they have to switch, and then you Calm Mind, and then you start killing things with Moonblast and Scald. It can be pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy about this Pokemon. I think it's cool. I think it's cool in singles, but it's very, very strong in VGC, mostly due to Misty Surge being so strong. That is about it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It makes a huge difference. Also, you know, follow the socials, join the Discord, join the support the Patreon, do all of the above. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening. I hope you're enjoying Crown Tundra. I am. It's not out yet. I'm still recording this early, but you know, I will be. Anyway, that is it for the video. In sum up, I think Tapu Fini is definitely a very, very strong Pokemon. Top 10 contender for the format, 100%. And, you know, top 5 potentially as well. It's a very strong support Pokemon, and one of the best we have. Very bulky, can still do damage, and has a very diverse move pool. Great ability and great typing. It's a pretty good Pokemon, if you can't tell. Anyway, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.